When LeBron say y'all not from the same planet as us, like y'all different.
I mean, you seen his brother. I think that was at yesterday's game or the day before. Yeah, I think Cade Cunningham said it best. He said they different. They ain't like the rest of us.
I already had put them in a stratosphere. Like, okay, Bron had already stamped you. You making eyeballs go to him. He about to be a star.
Yeah.
And then when he performed like that in the playoffs, and you watch the end of the game, everybody go up to him like, man,
cold boy.
You see all the hugging and stuff, but I guarantee you, Amin Thompson, and not just tonight, he earned great respect.
Like, man,
cold boy.
I like him for sure.
Like, him and his brother, bro.
Yeah, when y'all motherfuckers learn how to shoot,
it's over.
Boy.
Because you look at that game before, you getting 25, 5, and 5 steals, and you're guarding Steph Curry?
Nah, he just solidified his he's they guy.
We're now tuned in to the Dark Times Challenge.
So as everybody knows, the Houston Rockets lost to the Golden State Warriors in 7, but a lot of people are saying this is not the end of the story. A lot of people are suggesting that this might be the beginning of a dynasty in Houston, and it all starts with Amin Thompson.
Defensively, he's a freak athlete, and I think he loves the challenge and loves to be in the fight. So, yeah, he was tough all series, and you kind of saw him develop in front of everybody's eyes. I know people who watched the Rockets play, night in, night out for the last 2 years have seen the potential, seen the raw athleticism, the hunger, and he's a dog. And he showed all 7 games. And he's going to be a problem for sure. He's going to try to develop his game.
Somebody who stepped up to the occasion, Amin Thompson.
Thanks, bro.
He became the most important person on that roster.
I want to coach, bro. I could take you missing shots, but I can't deal with you being scared.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can't shoot, but you still went 9 for 16.
Yeah,
you found a way to put the ball in the hole.
Facts.
Yeah, but he not scared.
Expected to do that either, though, y'all.
But he not scared at all.
He's not.
He don't care.
We ain't relying on you, my nigga, to get us open.
He said y'all about to.
And so it looks like this coming off season, the Houston Rockets have some decisions to make.
The other thing is what the Rockets have said. First off, I got to point out, next Monday, the Rockets have a 17% chance using the Suns' pick of getting into the top 4 and a 3.8, call it 4% chance of winning the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. No conversations with the Rockets are happening before they see where they end up after that. If they get the top pick, they are taking Cooper Flag and moving on with their life, okay?
And that's definitely something, no doubt about it. It's going to be something to keep an eye on. Because if somehow, some way, the Houston Rockets wind up with a top 5 pick in that lottery, and we've seen it before, we've seen it play out where a team that's slated to draft number 12 or in that slot somehow climbs their way up and finds themselves in the top 3.
With the first pick in the 2002 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Yao Ming from Shanghai, China.
And if by somehow the Houston Rockets do manage to do that, now you're looking at adding a Cooper Flag.
Here comes Flag and throwing it down. Flag on the drive, the turnaround. Powell with a strong move, and it's Cooper Flag.
A Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, perhaps, to that lineup. And if that happens, God help us, Adam Silver might have to step in because that would be unfair. That would be completely unfair.
Throughout the season and this series about the Rockets needing a go-to guy, very evident in their Game 7 loss. But what do the Rockets need to take the next step as a franchise?
I'm Houston. I'm rebuilding, dog. I'm keeping Thompson and Sengun.
Rebuilding? They're rebuilding right now. That team is all 22.
But listen, just keep Thompson.
23.
Just keep Thompson and Sengun.
Amin Thompson, Sengun.
And then do a blockbuster trade for KD or Young.
Nah, sorry.
Depends on who you get.
Sengun, the problem with Sengun himself is they're comparing him to Jokic and Sabonis. Too early. I don't think he's that type of player yet. Right? He's better defensively. Offensively, he doesn't understand take the open shot.
And this is one of the issues that I had with Sengun as well. It was the unfair and unrealistic comparisons that he was getting to Sabonis and Nikola Jokic, because I don't think he's going to be either one of those players. And that's no slight to Alperen Sengun, but it's an unrealistic and it's an unfair comparison. Because you're talking about one of the greatest offensive players of all time in Nikola Jokic. And to say that Alperen Sengun is going to be half as good as that is wishful thinking. Because as it stands right now, Alperen Sengun can't shoot.
I was a little disappointed in Sengun, especially because Draymond was in foul trouble. What did he end up with? 31 points, but he had 28 shots. That's a lot of shots for a big to only get 31 points, okay? Draymond was out for a significant amount of time. His shot selection, you know, all those shots that you make during the course of the regular season, those flip shots and all that. No, you got to make those. And I thought there were a lot of missed opportunities, layups. You have to convert those. You have to play through the level of contact. You have to be able to be very efficient. This was a must game. So you got to bring out the very best. You know, you can't be a volume player.
And that's the whole reason why he was hesitant to shoot, even though they were leaving him wide open at the free throw line throughout this series. That's been the story for Alperen Sengun the entire season. And I'm not sure that's something you can fix. That may or may not be something that you can fix. And so a team like the Houston Rockets would have to consider trading Alperen Sengun, because for the mere fact that it's something that he can fix and he is young, you're going to have another team, another suitor, thinking that they can get the best out of Alperen Sengun and they can have a franchise player, and they very well could. But the gamble for the Houston Rockets is if Alperen Sengun doesn't get better as a shooter. And so the only way that I would think about trading Alperen Sengun is if we're talking about Giannis. I'm not sure I trade Alperen Sengun for KD just because of the age difference. I'm not going to give up on a 22-year-old Alperen Sengun for a 37-year-old Kevin Durant, 38-year-old Kevin Durant, for that matter.
But if they get, even if they stay put at 9, that pick, they've got this young guy, Reed Shepherd, who didn't get to play this year, but is a very intriguing young prospect. There's a lot they can do. But their general manager, Rafael Stone, is on the record as saying he does not want to trade for a player that doesn't fit the same age range as their core. He doesn't want a 30, doesn't matter if it's Kevin Durant or whomever. He doesn't want an old guy 10, 12 years older than their core players. That is outside what he has said he was going to do.
If I can keep Amon, if I can keep Jabari Smith Jr., if I can keep Tari, and especially if I can keep Reed Shepherd, I'm doing that in a heartbeat, because now you got a roster that you can compete with. And then another thing that I'm not really certain of, I'm not really certain that Amon Thompson and Alperen Sengun can coexist, for the reasons that I just laid out. Because Alperen Sengun, like I said, he can't shoot. And Amon Thompson, although he's taken some steps forward, showing us that he's going to improve his outside shot, and it looks like he's going to become a serviceable three-point shooter over the course of his career, I'm still not sure I want to pair him with Alperen Sengun in the early start of his career. I think that's going to be a hindrance to his game, because now you got two players in your starting lineup that aren't going to be able to shoot the basketball. And both of those guys need outlets that they can get the ball to. But if you get Giannis, although Giannis doesn't have an outside shot, Giannis is extremely efficient from inside the three-point line, unlike Alperen Sengun. And so you can live with that. You can live with a guy in Giannis that's not going to be a three-point threat, and pair him with Amon Thompson. Because Giannis, one thing we can count on, he's going to be extremely efficient from inside the three-point line. He's going to shoot around 60%. He's going to get you the rebounds. He's going to get you the assist, and he's going to give you another first-team all-defensive player to add in that lineup. But a lot of this is going to come down to where that Phoenix Suns lottery pick winds up. Like I said, if the Rockets get a top 4, top 5 pick, that's going to change a lot. If they don't, they could be looking to trade some pieces and to trade their first-round assets. But we're going to find out here pretty soon. And so that's going to be a wrap on this particular video. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you've been enjoying the content so far on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as usual, peace and chaos.